Hi, welcome back to Holly Hobbies. Let's create a beautiful heart wreath that will add a touch of love and charm to your home. Crafted with creativity, this wreath is a great way to bring warmth and love with a unique element to any space it adorns. It's a wonderful decoration that can be used for Valentine's Day, weddings, anniversaries, or even as a year-round symbol of affection. So grab your supplies and let's get started. Hi, welcome back to Holly Hobbies. We're going to get started on a really fun design. It's our Dollar Tree tablecloth design, and we're going to be using all supplies from the Dollar Tree. This is the heart wreath frame. And I have 3 of the plastic tablecloths, a white and 2 shades of pink. And we're gonna just have a lot of fun with this design today. So let's get started. We're gonna start by first taking our tablecloths out of the packages. And we're not gonna open them up. We're gonna leave them just like they are. And we're gonna begin cutting them. Let's do one at a time here, okay? So we have our tablecloth just like it is. We're gonna fold it in half lengthwise. And I still have that little snow coming off on my cloth, on my mat from that our other heart frame that we just did. And we are going to just clip it right there. Doesn't have to be perfect, but we're gonna cut this in half. I'm just cutting the whole tablecloth here. Right down the center. And it doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. And then we're gonna cut these in half. This is where a nice, good, thick pair of scissors come in handy. I have the links to these scissors on Amazon in the description box of my tutorial. I really love these crafting scissors. They're heavy duty and they really know how to get the job done. All right, so I'm cutting this other side in half now. All right. And now we're going to take the 2 end pieces here. We're going to open those up because those have the seam at the end, and we're going to cut those in half. And we're going to take our other side here and open that up. This one's going to have this little piece right here that we're going to discard. And cut that in half. Now it's going to have this little piece right here that we're just going to discard that. So now we have all of our sections here, and now we have all of our strips, and now we're going to divide these in half and cut those in half. I'm going to do that for each of our sections here. And this doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, if your line isn't straight and everything's not exactly perfect, you don't need to worry about it. It's still gonna look great. This design is very forgiving and it's super fun. You're gonna absolutely love the look of this. So I'm making a little stack here now. This is going to be a little extra piece too we can get rid of. There's always a couple of those on some of those cut ones. And the last two. And the last one here. All right, so now we're left with these cute little stacks here of strips. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little stack of them and we're going to make a little cut at the top here. It's almost gonna be like a little point at the top. So we're gonna grab a little bundle. That might be a little bit too big here. We're just gonna grab a little bundle. And what we're gonna do is we're just going to kind of curve it right there at the side. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. And we wanna make sure that you're cutting at that point right there. And if you don't quite make it, you can just, you don't want them to be stuck together. You can just come down a little bit lower and make sure that you get that. And we're going to do the same thing. And once again, this doesn't have to be perfect. Flip that over. And we're making these little pieces here that we're going to be using. See how that's kind of stuck a little bit at the point? You're just going to separate those. So you just want to make sure there you go. See, those are going to come apart. So once again, we're going to make a nice little curved point. It's easier for me just to flip it back over when I do the other side, and I'm coming down from that point to make sure that I'm cutting all the way through. And I'm going to do that on each of these little sections here. See how I'm going to make sure I'm coming under that point? So I'm making sure that I'm getting a cut all the way through. And I'm going to go through and we're going to do that on all of these. And this is our prep. I'm just making a curved edge and a point, flipping it over, making a curved edge and cutting right under there. Around the other side. And it doesn't have to be perfect. See how I got to make sure I go across that point right there. So it's cutting all the way through. So I'm going to keep going and we're going to get this done on all of this white. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to prep our other two tablecloths as well. So we've made this cute little stack here. I don't know why I keep calling them cute, but they look like a little surfboard. And we're going to be using these to attach to our wreath frame. And we're going to just take them apart one by one, but we can do that as we go along. But now we have our white, so we have to do that same thing with our hot pink and our other pink. So I'm going to keep getting all this prepped until we get everything ready, and then we're going to start our project. And now we have a big stack of our bright pink. And now I'm going to do that same thing with our pale pink. And then we're going to get ready to add this to our wreath frame and have some fun with this design. All right, so we have all of our colors prepped here. We have our white, our hot pink, and our light pink, and to me, they look like little surfboards. So we have all these little surfboards, and we're going to be using them individually. So you can just take a few off, stick a few. You don't have to do the whole stack. You just do it as you go along. So we'll unstick a few of those and get our pink ready. And we're going to get ready to attach these to our design. So see, they come apart real easy, and we're going to be using them individually. Just got to get them all separated here. Let me do a few more pink. And let's get a few white here prepped. Our little surfboards, and we are going to attach these to our wire wreath frame. And you are going to love the results of this. I mean, this is just a breathtaking wreath, and you won't even believe the look that we're going to get from this. Okay, so there's a few to get us started here. And I'll put those off to the side. And we're going to get ready to start our design. So I think I'm going to go in this order: hot pink, regular pink, and white. And we're going to stick in that same color pattern all the way around. We're going to get ready to attach our little surfboards or petals to our wreath. And we have 3 bars from the outside going in. We have 1, 2, 3. We're going to start on the number 3 bar right inside here and work our way to the 3, the 2, and then the 1. So we're going to pick one of our petals here, and we're very simply going to just tie it. We're going to make one loop, one tie on our wreath frame. And we don't want to pull too tight. 1 is going to be sufficient. If you pull too much, it's going to stretch it too much. And we're going to double. We're going to do 2 of each color as we go around. And here's our next pink. And we're just giving it 1 tie onto that wreath bar. And then we're going to go to our next color, which is going to be this pale pink. And we're just very simply going to do the same thing all the way around that number 3 bar. So you don't want to go too tight, because then it starts stretching the tablecloth. And we're doing 2 at a time. Very, very simple. And the biggest part of this is that prep time. And then once you get that done, it's just, you could be doing this in front of the TV at night, watching your show, and just putting these on your frame. So now we have 2 of the dark pink, 2 of the light pink, and now we're going to do 2 of our white. So I'm going to keep going in the same color pattern all the way around this inner ring, doing 2 of each color. I like the feel of these tablecloths. It's very, very soothing in your fingers. So see how we have 2, 2, and 2, just like that. Very simple. And that is literally all we're going to be doing for this design. And it's going to fill up Doesn't look like much right now, but trust me, it's going to be absolutely beautiful. So I'm making my way on the inner ring, and there's no set amount that you should attach. It's just however thick and full that you want it to be. And remember, this is our first row, and we're going to be doing 2 more rows. So it's going to get really thick and fluffy as we go along. And remember, it's really easy to pull that too tight and stretch out this plastic, but you just give it a nice little tie. So I think this is going to complete this one little section here. And we're just going to keep doing the same pattern. So we just did this one little inside section, and now we're going to do this next section, continuing in our same color pattern here till we make it all the way around the inside, which I call the number 3 bar, because I always name from the outside going in, till we make it all the way around that number 3 bar. And I'm doubling up the colors. You could triple up the colors. You can do them singly. Whatever color pattern that you want to do is going to be perfectly fine. And I just love the feel of this, and it's very therapeutic. You can have all your little squares in a little bowl or plastic bin, and you could just be sitting in front of the TV watching your show, your movie, and just tying these on. I mean, this is all there is to it. You're doing the same thing over and over. We're going to do this on each of our bars. So I'm going to keep going till I get all the way around the middle section here, or the inner heart wire wreath or wire bar. Now see, that one I pulled a little too tight and I don't like how it looks, so I'm going to take that off. And we're going to have plenty of these, trust me. And I'm going to meet back when I finish the rest of this inner bar. We just did this section right here on this side, and we've done 2 sections on that inner row, and look at how pretty this is starting to look. I mean, this is gonna be so gorgeous when we make our way all the way around and we fluff it up. You're gonna absolutely love it. So I'm gonna keep going, and we'll meet when we make it around this first inner center wire wreath frame. All right, so I've made it around that middle, the number 3 bar, the inner wire wreath frame. And then what I'm doing, I'm just coming underneath and I'm squeezing it around the bar. I'm just kind of, just like this, just kind of pinching it, squeezing it around that bar, working my way around, and we're going to have plenty of time to fluff this out the way that we want. I'm just giving it a pinch here as I go around, and it just kind of fluffs it up for me and squeezes that together. I love working with this plastic tablecloth. It's super, it has a really neat feel to it. So that is what our inner ring looks like so far. And now we're going to work on the middle ring, which is the number 2. And look at how pretty that's starting to take form there. So let's just get that pinch out of the way. Bringing these on the inside, the outside, where they belong. pinching them together to get a nice full and fluffy look. And this is what we have here. And that is just one bar. So you can imagine as we get this filled up, how pretty it's gonna look. All right, so now we're gonna keep going on the number 2 bar, which is the middle bar, and we're gonna keep doing that same exact thing. So I'm getting ready. I'm gonna start attaching it around the number 2 bar now. Doing that same thing in that same pattern, and we can just kind of roll it out of our way while we get these tied onto this bar now. So now we've made it around that middle bar, the number 2 bar, and it's a little smushed and flat right now because I haven't fluffed it out. I'm making it so it's easier to see when I make my way around. So now we're going to just kind of take it like we were doing, and we're going to squeeze it around the bars. We're just going to kind of pinch and squeeze so we can make room. We're going to push it towards the middle. So we're making room for this bar so we can see it. So just take it, and we're going to get all this really nice and flipped out when we're done. But right now, let's just get all of the pieces on each side that they're supposed to be on. One on the left, one on the right. We can squeeze it down a little bit, and we're just going to twist it towards the middle, this middle bar, so we can have access to this bar. And now we're going to get ready to do that 3rd row. And it really is going to be beautiful once we get this all fluffed out. But right now we're just rolling it towards the center so we can have access. So we're just getting it all rolled this way as we make our way around the number 1 bar now. And so I made it around our wreath, and I know it doesn't look very fluffy right now because we haven't fluffed it up yet, but you can see the direction that we're going. So I'm going to flip it upside down, and at this point we're going to go around each of the bars here, and we're going to get if the tablecloth is sticking up, you're going to push it down towards the front. And I'm going to do that on each of the bars. I'm just going to take my hand and go around the bar just like this, putting the tablecloth on each side. We want it towards the front, not towards the back. But I did have to turn some of these to make it easier to see that bar when we're putting the tablecloth on. So we're just going to take a little time now to get this really pretty and fluffy, one bar at a time. And I'm just going to go on the outside bar, and then I'm going to come around and do that same thing on the inside bar. And then we're going to flip it over and fluff it all up. And you are going to just love, love, love the results here. Just take your time. You did all that work, and now you want it to be as beautiful as possible here. All right, so now I'm going to go on this next bar here, and we're going to do that same thing. Or if you want to take each section, you can do it, all the bars on each section, then move on to the next section. We'll do that section, and then we'll come around this way. So I'm just going to keep going around, getting all of these turned on the right side. We're on the back side right now. We want all these flipped to the front here. And then we're going to take our hand and we're going to fluff it up. And you're just going to keep fluffing up your wreath to get it how you like it. And you can kind of shape that heart shape in the center there. And I love how this turned out. I think it's so pretty, and it was so fun to work with the plastic tablecloths. And this wreath was under $5, and look at how much we have left here. It's enough to do a whole nother project. There's more over here too. And you can add a ribbon. You can add embellishments of your choice. I'm going to put a hanger on the back, and I'm going to leave it just like it is because I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And you just keep fluffing, and I'm just so happy that you came and crafted with me today, and that you'll come back to my channel and craft with me some more. And in the description box down below, you'll find the supply list as well as my Amazon affiliate link with all my favorite crafting supplies and my social media links. And be sure to follow and tag me on social media. I would love to see your plastic tablecloth designs. Thanks for watching Holly Hobbies, from my heart to yours. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow me for more wreath and crafting ideas. Thanks for watching Holly Hobbies, from my heart to yours.